Afternoon.
Did you win?
Don't I always?
I don't know, do you?
Anytime you want to find out.
No thanks.
No, it's good. Sets me up for a shift, gets the heart going.
Yeah, well, in my book, that's what this is for. But you call that coffee?
Could say the same for yours.
It's better than that poncy stuff. You've got it all over your lip.
Maids. Yeah, she's here. Right, OK. Uniform reporting a body out by Drover's Way. Jogger found it in a parked car.
What, it's an accident?
Body's not got head injuries consistent with a crash. So-called we're on the way.
Oh, great. There goes me half day off.
Sorry, I know I said it'd only be an hour, but time was you could rely on public transport.
Well, there's no harm done. How did the eye test go?
Oh, yes, fine. Thank you for asking. Well, the day I'm independent of bus timetables can't come soon enough. I'm going to come and go as I please and carbon footprint be blowed.
Absolutely. Nothing like the open road.
All I'm saying is don't be too quick to judge. You need to give him a chance.
What's this?
Maddie's his little brother. Archie's worried he'll cramp his style.
I'm not. I was just simply saying that...
You need to learn to share your toys. Especially where family's concerned, because you won't win.
Carl Gilmore, 27. According to the car's registration, he looks older.
Well, maybe he didn't play squash. No form of ID, no wallet.
So-called found these in a ditch over there. 2 credit cards, supermarket loyalty card, all with the name C. Gilmore.
Those tyre tracks look recent. Let's get some impressions.
I've been here before. There's a farm just down the road over there. Usually a lot of migrant workers here for the strawberry picking. Dispute over some missing wages.
And?
And it got out of hand. One bloke ended up in hospital with head injuries. You never know, could be a connection. They forced him to drive out here so they could mug him and it went wrong.
What, create a crime scene on your own doorstep?
Never said our killer was bright. Simplest answer usually is the right one.
Yeah, but since we don't have all the facts, we can't assume that your theory is the simplest. Those bloodstains don't look right for a start. They're smeared.
Hiya. I'm heading back to the mill. Do you fancy grabbing some lunch?
I'd love to, but I've got a locksmith coming.
A locksmith? Well, is Michelle having her locks changed?
I am. I moved back home last night.
Oh, right. So, you and Davy are back together?
Far from it.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes?
I'm D.I. Moore, Leatherbridge Police. This is my colleague, D.S. Meads. Can we come in?
What's this about?
Please.
Sorry.
I'm afraid we've got some bad news. We've found a car with a man's body inside, and the car's registered to your husband.
No. No, you've got it wrong. It couldn't be.
When did you last see your husband, Mrs. Gilmore?
He didn't come back. He said he would, but I was angry with him for leaving me.
And there's absolutely no trace of him in the house at all? You'd have thought, after being together for so long. Oh, look, don't knock it. Most breakups are like train wrecks. Just, you know, be grateful it's been so smooth.
What if he comes back?
Well, if he's been that thorough in leaving, then, yeah, I won't worry about it.
Michelle suggested I should get the locks changed just in case. She's been great, you know.
Oh, yes, Michelle. She's a force of nature, all right.
She's really been there for me. Meeting her has, like, changed my life completely. For the good.
So when you say he didn't come back?
To the hairdresser's. He dropped me off, said he'd be back in about an hour as usual.
And what time was that?
About 8:50. My appointment was for 9.
Did he drive off straight away?
I don't know. He parked around the corner. I just got out.
I'm afraid we will need a formal identification of Carl.
So, drops her off around 9, body's found at 1. Got time scale now?
I don't know, there's something about that car. Did it look a bit stagey to you?
Looked like a murder scene.
Yeah, but I would have expected more blood with that head injury, not just smears.
With all due respect, you act like you want me proved wrong on my theory about the farm workers.
What I want are facts.
Sorry about that.
It's totally understandable. Did you try and contact Carl when he didn't come to pick you up?
Yeah, I got his voicemail. I tried a couple of his worksmates too because... we had an argument this morning. He got home from a night shift in a bad mood. I thought perhaps he wanted some space.
And he didn't mention anything about picking you up?
Are you sure it wasn't an accident?
Oh, there she is.
You up?
You, becoming Ruth's saviour.
I helped her out of a bad relationship and back into her own home, that's all.
That's all. Quote. She's changed my life completely. Unquote.
Yeah, and I'd do it again.
Do what again? Oh, Jimmy, bandits at 6 o'clock. Oh, right, you ain't seen me.
Text from JJ. He hasn't got any football boots.
Trainers will be fine.
Has anyone seen Dr. Clay? Well, don't all answer at once.
Sorry, Vivian.
That's funny, Dr. West said he'd be here.
Well, I've been at the campus.
I think he said he was going to the sandwich bar. That way.
I see.
Wait!
It's okay. I'm here now. Sorry I couldn't get away sooner.
Jamie Lucas, Debbie's brother.
Can I take her home?
Well, we need Mrs. Gilmore to come down the station and give us a written statement first.
Can my brother drive me there?
Sure.
So, where do we go from here?
Well, off to the hairdressers.
Getting your roots done. Look fine to me.
Her hairdressers.
You think the wife's story needs checking out? Based on what?
I don't know, there's just something...
What about the farm workers?
Yeah, we'll get to them later.
It's a valid line of inquiry.
There's only two small things that link them. The proximity and the fact that you were there before.
And what are you taking into account with the wife?
Woman's intuition. Look, get a statement from Mrs. Gilmore first and then go on and speak to the farmers and take some uniform with you. And be subtle.
Subtle? And be charm itself.
Charm? Well, I suppose it's got to work on someone.
Sorry to interrupt, Dr. Clay, but some hospital correspondence has arrived that needs your immediate attention.
All right, well, I wasn't expecting it.
Sorry to resort to subterfuge, but I've got the afternoon off and you have no patients this afternoon. So it seemed a shame not to take advantage.
Okay. Thanks for your time, you've been really helpful. Anything? Okay, start a door-to-door, people getting off the buses. Talk to anyone who might have been here between 8:50 and 10 a.m. this morning who might have seen the victim, his car or his wife.
Handbrake on.
How was that?
Yeah, okay. You're improving.
Why have we stopped if I'm doing so well?
Thought you'd like to see the new house.
When do you pick up the keys? What, already? Then why are we sitting here like a couple of lemons?
That potpourri, it's cinnamon and...
It's country garden. It's new, so it's not settled yet.
Go again.
Have you got some news?
I just wanted to go through a few things in your statement.
Do you want me to stay?
Someone has to tell Mum and Dad. You going without me?
You sure?
Right, so you said that Carl dropped you off at the hairdressers around 8:50 and that he would come back and pick you up around 10. But you thought he didn't come back because you'd had an argument. And yet he was fine to drive you there.
I was getting the silent treatment all the way.
Well, it must have been some disagreement.
Money, his weird shifts. He could blow hot and cold real quick.
And he started it.
What's this about?
I'm just trying to get Carl's state of mind. So, you're saying that you fought about money?
Look, I was drunk. I'm not proud. I've been out with some girlfriends. I hadn't been home long when he got back from his shift.
What time was that?
About 5.
So, let me get this clear. You're saying that he came in at 5, you had a set to, and yet he got up a few hours later to drive you to the hairdresser's?
He promised he would.
Well, it doesn't sound like the actions of a very angry man. I mean, if that was me, I'd have told you to drive yourself. That is your car outside, isn't it?
Yeah, but I couldn't drive myself. I was worried I'd still be over the limit.
So we would appreciate it if anyone's seen anything unusual this morning. No matter how unimportant you might think it is, please come forward.
What time this morning?
We believe the body was left between 9:30 and 1 p.m. You are?
The supervisor. We all start work at 8. Been here since then.
And no one's seen anything suspicious?
We're too busy to notice. Now, we're done for the day. And I think you are too.
And you started at 8 as well?
Every day.
And you've been here all day, no breaks?
Well, we had a break at midday, but you said it was this morning. Look, I need to get going.
So, the others can confirm that you've been here all morning?
I'm the supervisor. I move about.
Get him up! Stand up!
Is this yours?
CG?
I found it in the lane over there.
At what time?
8:30.
I'm arresting you on the suspicion of the murder of Carl Gilmore. Take him away. Name's Tom Bradley. Seems a chancer. He's got previous, but he's sticking to his times, which doesn't fit to what we've got. The supervisory comes and goes as he pleases.
Okay, set him till I get back. Sorry about that. So, Carl dropped you off at 8:50. Only we found your husband's wallet.
Really? Where?
It was picked up near the scene by a man who claims he found it at 8:30.
That's impossible.
Unless you're mistaken about the times. You see, so far we haven't managed to find anyone that saw you arriving at the hairdresser's in Carl's car.
My hairdresser knows what time I arrived.
But she didn't see Carl. Therefore, I have to caution you. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
So there must be a mistake.
I'd like to continue this down at the station.
Nice. Light and airy. Renting or not, it's still quite a commitment you're making.
Yeah, well, that's part of the attraction, to be honest, making a joint decision. I'm really happy, in fact.
Is Eva?
Yeah, she is.
Oh. What the estate agents are inclined to call bijou.
And what the rest of us might call the nursery, if we were lucky.
That's it. Michelle, Julia, meet JJ. JJ, Michelle, Julia. Hello. We've heard all about you.
You ready? I was born ready, as long as it's a laugh.
Oh, yeah, it'll be great. Hey, we should go. We should go and watch. Maybe go for a curry after?
Homework. Yeah, no girl is allowed. It's boys' night.
Well, I suppose if
give it up. That look might work on Archie.
No comment.
Maybe we can go for that curry some other time.
Maybe.
And I like them hot and spicy. It's the only way, don't you think? Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Have fun. My little brother. Yeah, well, he's certainly got charm.
Not to mention a cute bell bottom.
Michelle.
I can look. Hey, Melody said you sorted out a locksmith.
Yeah. Fancy a quick drink?
Yeah, but it better be quick if you've got homework. Here.
Oh, thanks. See ya. Right. Is everything else okay?
Yeah, just came to return this.
Oh, thanks. Actually, you know what? You keep it. It looked way better on you, and if I'm honest, I'm not sure I could fit into it.
I couldn't. Are you sure? I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
It's only a cardie.
No, you know, this is going to be the start of a whole new look for me. You're so kind.
I still don't understand why you brought in the wife.
You're not married, are you?
Was that an offer?
Look, a husband argues with his wife and then he drops her off at the hairdresser's a few hours later, but he won't go back and pick her up after.
Who knows what goes on between married couples?
And then there's those other tyre tracks.
Which don't match Debbie's car.
Well, then whose?
What about Bradley's van? One he uses to ferry workers. Now, with all due respect, seems that your only reason for bringing the wife in is female intuition. I've got a suspect caught red-handed with evidence.
OK, we'll talk to him first.
Loser can buy dinner out.
I've just got a hunch.
Based on what?
Potpourri.
It's none of my business, but have you discussed children with Eva recently?
I'm not sure how to approach it.
I think some things are best left to run their natural course.
I get the feeling Eva's waiting for me to say something at the conversation started, you know?
Somehow, these things find a way.
So, final verdict?
On the house?
Yep.
Definitely got potential. It does need a woman's touch, mind.
Well, you can see how he looks, Mr. Bradley.
I picked up an empty wallet.
Oh, just lying there. The thing is, the wallet's owner was a few yards away, dead in his car. You didn't see that.
Bullets don't walk off by themselves when their owner dies.
I've got no proof. I've just got previous.
So you say you found the wallet at 8:30.
I want a cup of tea. 2 sugars.
What do you think this is, the Ritz?
You handed quite a bundle of cash over to our custody sergeant.
So? The farmer pays us in cash.
Mr. Bradley.
8:30. I found the wallet at 8:30. I'm not saying anything else.
Are you from a big family?
2 brothers and 1 sister.
All high flyers. Yeah, I know the feeling. You've no pressure to, you know, fly high with them? Not that there's anything wrong with what you do.
No, sometimes I do feel, like I've disappointed them all.
Do you?
How do you handle it?
I don't even try. I've always taken the least line of resistance. Don't compete, don't follow in anyone's footsteps.
And in that way you can't fail.
It's kind of why I dropped out of uni. Well, I knew I wouldn't achieve half of what Felix and Melody have. As soon as I admitted that, the pressure was off. So was I, off travelling. And I've not looked back.
Cool.
Can I just say, thank you for being so helpful. I know it's maybe a figure of fun in some quarters of the mill.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I saw it as a purely practical move at first, but I'm rather enjoying it. It's exciting.
Wait until you pass your test.
I know. All that independence, it's, well, heady. Perhaps we could try motorway driving next.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Why not? You said I was improving, and I really want to see my friend in Morecambe. And
Yeah, well, I hate to kill the moment, but learners aren't allowed on the motorway. Once you pass your test.
You'll take me. Thank you, Dr. Clay.
What, nothing at all? Oh, what about the bleach? No, concentrate in the hall.
Uniform doing a thorough search of the farmland, but no joy as yet.
They haven't found anything in the house either.
There's nothing to suggest anything happened there. Not counting the killer potpourri. Maybe it's time for a little male intuition.
What if she had someone? A lover and Carl caught them? Or what about the brother?
I've checked his alibi. Clocked in at his job at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we'll check it again.
You say so?
Yeah, I do. And find out if he's got a car. We still haven't got a match for those tyres.
What about Bradley?
Yeah, well, if he's telling the truth, look, let's go back in there, talk to Mrs. Gilmore again, and then when we're in there, follow my lead.
Then I did Singapore and Thailand again. I want to do the Silk Road next. China, Pakistan.
Sounds amazing. How do you afford it?
This and that.
What, just making a quick pit stop with the family then, are you?
I'm not tapping them for cash, if that's what you mean. I pay my way.
Work as you go.
Yeah, there's always casual work if you know where to look.
Sounds good, but I like stability.
Stability? That's what Zimmer frames are for. You want to get out there and live it while you still can, Arch.
We've had another witness come forward, Mrs. Gilmore.
How much longer am I going to have to be here?
Don't you want to hear what they've got to say? This is your husband's last moments we're talking about.
You found his killer? The man with the wallet?
No, it's a little old lady that lives across the road from the hairdresser's.
I don't understand.
No, well, we didn't at first, but she said she saw you and you didn't look like you were waiting for someone. You just popped out to make a call. So why did you return to the salon? You got me thinking. I mean, you only waited there a couple of minutes. Carl could have been stuck in traffic. You didn't wait, because you knew he wasn't coming back. Even the hairdresser said you were only gone for a couple of minutes, so it makes you very impatient, if nothing else.
I had a lot to do this morning.
Oh, we're sure.
Why did you tell the hairdresser that Carl hadn't shown up? So that she'd back your story? Give it a bit more weight?
No, so...
What?
So that if Carl came back, she could tell him that I'd left.
But isn't that what you told him in the call that you made?
I got no answer. I left a message.
I think you were trying to establish a fake timeline. You see, Debbie, we've got evidence that shows that your husband was killed before 9 a.m. this morning.
No, absolutely not.
We've got 2 witnesses that contradict your version.
Which makes your actions look premeditated. The trouble is, I think you tried too hard.
What do you mean?
The crime scene, the chain of events, it all seemed too good.
Set up.
What we don't know is why. Was it to cover up a brutal murder, or was it a moment of madness?
Or an accident.
You need to think about this. But the longer you continue to lie, the harder it's going to be.
No, mate. It's too much weed, not enough puff. No lectures.
Yeah, that's your sister's job.
I'll be fine.
Maybe your job is to take her advice.
You lied through your back teeth in there, little lady mine.
Wasn't a lie. That's a prediction. Anyway, what about the brother?
It's confirmed. Clocked in at 5.
Yeah, but did anyone see him in the factory after that?
None of this is procedure.
Don't quote me verse and chapter. Get someone out there to check it.
This could all go wrong.
You know what? Next time you're playing, get a couple of your squash balls and shove them down your pants. It'll save you growing a pair.
All right. You've been gone a while, you're bearing up. Got my second wind. Let me at them. What? No, I'm good, thanks.
You won't last a second half without it.
Seriously, I'm fine.
So, Debbie, what's it gonna be?
You've no idea what it was like being married to him.
Well, why don't you tell us?
Have you ever had a man slap you? I mean, really go to town so it feels like your eyeballs change shape?
No.
Carl was an expert. If I put a foot wrong...
Is that what happened?
I'd made up my mind to leave him last night. Just drunk enough to stand up to him. He said I was dressed like a whore, so why didn't he treat me like one? I ran up the stairs, he caught up. I knew what that look on his face meant, and I couldn't go through it again. It was an accident. I pushed him, he fell and hit his head. And I tried to make it look like he was attacked in the car. Oh, you know the rest.
Not except how you got the body to the car. That's a lot of dead weight.
Who helped you? Someone you could trust beyond all doubt?
I take full responsibility.
I'm sorry, Debbie, it doesn't work like that. It'll count in both your favours if you tell us the whole story. Has Jamie always done his best to protect his big sister?
Jamie, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
If he hadn't have died, he would have done for her. He was an animal.
And he got what he deserved. Interview 1, then you can tell Bradley he's free to go.
Oh well, got there in the end.
You did. Go on, put me out of my misery. Potpourri.
Smelled too strong.
What?
Well, I could smell the bleach underneath it. I mean, that itself would have made me suspicious, but then to try and put a stronger smell on top of that, that just drew me attention to it.
Right.
What's the betting that Carl was a control freak and he made all the decisions in the house and the potpourri was just added as a little woman's touch after he was gone?
So the whole thing keeps coming back to your woman's touch?
You should try it sometime.
Is that an offer?
What are you doing?
Oh, come on. All that tension today.
But between us?
Can't say you didn't feel it too. See the way you look at me.
Yeah, and I'm seeing someone else. Sorry.
Right.
Played, boys, good game. Cheers to me. Played.
Oh, that was intense. Yeah, he really stepped up a gear in the second half. Found my game. We should go clubbing. What now? I'm knackered. Must be the fast train we can get to Birmingham. It's tempting, but it's a work day tomorrow. Come on, Archie, unclench. Look, I couldn't afford it even if I wanted to. That's what plastic's for. All right, I'll go on my own. JJ, hold up. Caesar travelling alone. I'll send you a postcard, Grandad.
You do remember how to have fun?
Me and your mother planned it together. We built this place up from scratch.
I've been on every fertility-boosting detox plan going.
Bit of Dutch courage for later.
Battle commence.
Playing for a place in this weekend's finals, the second week of the French Open is underway in Paris now, and you can watch all the action live by pressing your red button right now.